Welcome back to Micro Bros News.
We are your hosts, Blake and Clara. Clara, what are we covering this week?
Good shit.
Whoa.
Not like that, Blake. This week we are talking about your gut health and your microbiome.
Micro what now? What even is your microbiome, and why do we care?
Your gut microbiome is a community of microorganisms made up of trillions of bacteria, fungi, and other microbes that work together to accomplish successful digestion, improve your immune system, and maintain homeostasis. Did you know that 1 single gram of human feces contains more bacteria than people currently on planet Earth?
That is astounding. Wow. You know what else? The bacteria and other microbes in your gut help you support immune, heart, and brain health, among other benefits. In the human body, there's almost 3 pounds of bacteria in your gut.
That's exactly right, Blake, and it's our job to inform you all on the ecosystem living in your gut. Human gut microbial colonization starts at birth, considered to be sterile or containing relatively few microorganisms before birth. The infant's intestines are quickly colonized during and after delivery.
That is the only time in our lives that we'll ever be sterile.
It's true. A newborn is exposed to the bacteria of the mother's vagina as they travel through the birth canal. An infant's intestinal microbiota, which resembles the vaginal microbiota of his or her mother, is influenced by this process.
Although these differences are no longer discernible at 6 months of age, infants born via cesarean section had less microorganisms in their guts at 1 month compared to those born vaginally.
As we age, both the immune system and the gut microbiome undergo significant changes in composition and function that are associated with a rise in infectious disease vulnerability and a decline in immunization responses.
Many different body parts are part of the digestive tract, where the gut microbiome lives. These organs include the mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus.
The kinds of bacteria in our gastrointestinal tract fall into 5 main phyla. These 5 phyla include Bacteroidetes, Firmicutes, Actinobacteria, Proteobacteria, and Verrucomicrobia. Of these, Bacteroidetes and Firmicutes are usually the most common.
The ratio between Bacteroides and Firmicutes determine the health of the microbiome. A healthy microbiome involves a balance between these different phyla. And when the balance is disrupted, people observe symptoms such as obesity and inflammatory bowel disease.
Episode 1 is sponsored by Studio Coat for viewers like you.
Scope Hooks!
Welcome back to Microbro News. Today we have episode 2. Blake, what you got?
Clara, you know the saying that fiber helps you have good shit?
Uh-huh.
That is true, but did you know that we humans actually cannot digest fiber?
Oh, I know. Just passes through us.
That's what I believe too. In reality, we humans, in a way, can digest fiber. We have some really cool symbionts that can break down cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin.
So we actually can digest cellulose. How can that be true? Are you being tricky?
A little. Yes, we do not have nearly the same amount of specific bacteria to break down these complex nutrients like cows or our monkey cousins do.
Ah, but we do have some bacteria in us that can. This microbiome thing is great. Do we get a significant amount of calories through them?
Up to 10% of our caloric intake comes from these previously thought to be indigestible carbs.
I would call 10% pretty significant. As a kid, I remember learning that cows have multiple stomachs, and that is how they get their nutrients from cellulose. I thought they just needed more time. I had no idea that each stomach was specific, and it was bacteria breaking the food down. How do the bacteria do this?
These bacteria have an impressive arsenal of enzymes they use to break the complex components into simple sugars. These enzymes break down specific bonds, and from there, they take it a step further. They ferment these sugars into short-chain fatty acids. Breaking down fibers does so much more than just making it usable by the macroorganism.
These short-chain fatty acids are important. They can help reduce the risk of colorectal cancer and help with inflammation. All cells need some form of food to survive, right?
Yeah, where are you going with this?
Well, what does our colon use as food?
It has to be whatever's left of the food the person ate.
That is mostly true. The main source of food for the colon are the short-chain fatty acids produced earlier in the digestive tract from the breakdown of fiber.
I love how efficient and interconnected biology is. When everything is going well, I'd say our bodies are the most cohesive and assiduous team to ever assemble.
That was rather poetic, Blake.
Thank you. You were saying.
Well, one of the short-chain fatty acids produced is butyrate. This has been strongly linked to cancer prevention.
Everyone needs to be taking butyrate supplements then, right?
No. Studies have shown that a high-fiber diet without the bacteria responsible for butyrate creation are ineffective.
What about low fiber and plenty of the bacteria?
Great question. Again, it is ineffective. We need both the bacteria and the food the bacteria needs.
How big of a cancer reduction are we talking here, Clara? Enough that it is worth making the dietary changes?
One study with mice found that the combination of high fiber and butyrate levels yielded mice with 75% less tumors than the control mice.
All right, I am eating more foods that support these wonderful bacteria. Do you have anything else on cancer-preventing bacteria?
I in fact do, Blake. What's the best way to avoid skin cancer?
Cover up or wear sunscreen, limit exposure to the sun, but some of us like to get tan and love spending time in the sun.
So do I. Bacteria might be here to save the day again. What if I told you that there was an army of symbionts who protect the host from the sun?
Tell me more. Do the bacteria secrete some kind of bio-sunscreen mucus?
Not quite. They do not interact with the sunlight. What they do is greatly more interesting. Certain strains of Staphylococcus epidermis make a chemical called 6,9-hydroxyaminopurin that hinders DNA production. Staph epi is all over everyone's skin. This wonder variant is present on about 20% of the human population.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket. Gotta pump those numbers up.
That is the goal. Now, HAP6 is a specific adenine, but instead of a normal adenine that pairs with your thymines in your DNA, this adenine has a hydroxyl attached instead of just a hydrogen.
Is this mutation safe? Would this change to adenine cause the host to die or other adverse effects?
No! Scientists took this chemical and administered it to mice. The mice did not die. In fact, they did better than their non-inoculated counterparts.
Oh, in what way did they do better?
The mice were able to resist cancer and prevent an onset of melanomas.
Nature strikes again. Could this curious mutation be used as a treatment for cancer? If so, this could be revolutionary. How much of a decrease did these mice see?
You hit it on the nose. Melanomas were introduced to mice, and the mice who received HAP6 in an IV had tumors that were 60% smaller than those who didn't.
Wow, that's significant. What about preventing tumors in the first place? Treatment is a miracle, but prevention is much better.
Yeah, the mice who got HAP6 also had fewer pre-malignant skin tumors, and an increased number of mice did not develop tumors at all.
I need to go rub shoulders with someone who has this strain. Huh?
Thanks for coming to episode 2. We'll see you next week. Bring, bring. Hello?
It's today's sponsors. Harold the Scobie.
And Lavender Blackberry Honey Kombucha. For viewers like you,
Scobie Pokes. Scobie Pokes.
Scobie Pokes.
Welcome back to Microbro News. Today on episode 3 we have something pretty neat. Clara, what do we have?
This just in, fix your gut microbiome with good bacteria, either through, shocker, good food, and the actual shocker, transplantation.
Whoa! Thank you, Clara. People have been thinking of ways to do this for years.
Okay, it might not be that simple because there are more microbes living in your gut than there are anywhere else in your body.
That is true, and that is why the makeup of the gut microbiome can affect an individual's overall health greatly.
And that's why it seems like everyone in America is sick.
An interesting, yet almost gross treatment of intense disruption in the gut microbiome is FMT, aka fecal microbiota transplantation.
I never would have thought of that. How would you even transfer poop?
Well, that's one way to put it, but keep in mind this is for people with extreme gut issues such as irritable bowel syndrome, These transplants are aided by bacteriophages to restore the gut microbiome.
I know I've definitely heard of a bacteriophage, viruses that attack specific bacterial cells, but not human cells, so they must be targeting some type of bacteria in the transferred feces that could harm the recipient.
Of course, just as everyone has their own unique fingerprints, everyone has their own makeup of bacteria.
The foreign bacteria in the transfer can cause infections and be more harmful than beneficial.
The bacteriophages act as aids in the process, allowing for safe transfer and no harm done to the recipient.
Now that's good shit. And now, there are more options for healing your gut microbiome that are less expensive and more easily attainable.
Yeah. Did you know that our environment contains many pollutants, in particular heavy metals? These metals are very harmful to our gut microbiome and make our gut work twice as hard.
Then helping out this vital body system is probably going to be a good idea, right?
Hey, you might be onto something.
And luckily, this is actually a simple fix.
Piece of cake, really.
Speaking of, do you put your probiotics into cake?
Duh, do you not? I have a great recipe. Lactobacilli, bifidobacilli, 3 large eggs, some wheat.
Well, you can take them however you want, but the bacteria in probiotics have antioxidant properties. Lactobacilli species, for example, hunt peroxide and superoxide free radicals in your gut.
Iron supplements make you and your gut strong. They compete with cadmium, a heavy metal that is detrimental in the gut for the metal transporters in the intestine.
And we are not just making this all up, because we are prodigies.
No, we actually did research this time.
Studies have proven that vitamin supplementation can overcome heavy metal toxicity by changing the heavy metal absorption in our intestinal organs.
Another supplement that is widely studied and has been sought after for years is the omega-3s.
I swear those aren't real.
Are fish real? But anyway, evidence has shown that uptake of omega-3s help to heal GI diseases and gut microbiome disruptions. Some omega-3s are, hey microbro, I need some help.
Oh, docosahexaenoic acid, icosapentaenoic acid, and docosapentaenoic acid.
Those don't seem real, but they are, we assure you.
Well, those are sure a mouthful. Let's just use DHA, EPA, and DPA.
I love that idea.
Elevating the omega-3 fatty acids in your gut can increase the intestinal production and emission of alkaline phosphatase as well.
The microbiome permeability will increase, lowering inflammation and endotoxins. When your gut microbiome is happy and not overwhelmed with pH-disrupting foreign foods, the rest of you is going to be happy too.
The microbiome permeability will increase, lowering inflammation and endotoxins.
And in closing, be conscious of the signs your gut microbiome is giving you. Help out this amazing system of microbes with some of the examples we have given. Well, maybe don't ask for an FMT if you just have a tummy ache.
Not sure they just give FMTs to people on a whim.
But if they do, listen to us please. Thanks for joining the Microbros on this adventure through your gut microbiome. Hope you have some good shit.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to the final episode of Micro Bros News.
We hope you enjoyed this wild ride.
Today's sponsors are Cass, Abby, Logan, and Aaron for putting up with our bad shit. And, Scout
Boats!
That's it. It's a wrap!
And
Oh, we should do our Spanish segment.
ahora y tú
¿Te quieres aprender de sus caca? ¿Quieres un buen caca?
No.
¿Quieres hacer bien mierda?
Necesito usar el baño ahora mismo porque yo necesito tener un shit. Tocar un shit.
Tocar la shit.
I said play a shit.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.